Hello, my name's Hannah, and in this video we're going to have a look at finding the highest common factor, or the HCF, of two numbers. Now, the highest common factor of two or more numbers is the biggest number that is a factor of all of the numbers given. So we need to find the factors of all the numbers, and then we can compare them and find the biggest one. Let's start with an example. We're going to find the highest common factor of 30 and 25. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write out the factors of 30 and 25. I'm going to do this using factor pairs to help make sure I find them all. So I'm going to have 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6, and that is all of them. I'm going to do the same for 25. I've got 1 and 25, and then 5. And remember that factors are numbers that multiply to make that number. So, for example, 1 times 25 is 25, so 1 and 25 are both factors. Now we're going to have a look at the numbers that are in both lists. So I can see that 1 is in both lists, but I can also see that 5 is in both lists. Now, what we're looking for is the biggest number that's in both lists. So in this case, it would be 5. So the highest common factor, or the HCF, is 5. Here's a question for you to try. Find the highest common factor of 12 and 18. Press pause, have a go, and then when you're ready to see the solutions, press play. So let's start by writing out the factors of 12 and 18. Again, using factor pairs will help us find them all. So 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. Let's do the same for 18. So we have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. So let's go along and highlight the factors that are in both lists. So I've got the number 1 is in both lists, the number 2 is in both lists, the number 3 is in both lists, and the number 6 is in both lists. So for the highest common factor, we're looking for the number that's in both lists and is the biggest. So in this case, the highest common factor of 12 and 18 is 6. Here's another example for you to try. I want us to find the highest common factor of 12, 18, and 24. And remember, you've already found the factors of 12 and 18. Have a go, press pause, and when you're ready, press play to see the solutions. Okay, so we already had our factors of 12 and 18 from the previous question. So let's write those down. So now we need to find the factors of 24, and I'm going to use the same method. So I'm going to go along with my factor pairs, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. So now I'm going to have a look for which numbers are in all 3 lists. So I've got the number 1 is in all 3 lists, the number 2 is in all 3 lists, and the number 3 is in all 3 lists as well. And lastly, the number 6 is also in all 3 lists. There are some other numbers that are in perhaps 2 lists, but we need to make sure we're looking in all 3 lists. So we're looking for the biggest number in all 3. So one of the numbers that I've highlighted, so the highest common factor will be 6, because this is the biggest number that we have found in all 3 lists. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you'd like to see more, please like and subscribe.